I'm Marybeth Robb for HomeTowne TV News, and we're here at the fire department for the memorial service commemorating the losses of 9/11. And we are here in front of the bell at the fire department, which you'll hear more about as the service goes on today. I'm with Chris Cotter, Summit City Administrator. Chris was the fire chief on 9/11. And Chris, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about this memorial service and how it came to be.
Well, the memorial service is at this site because this is the location of a Bell Monument memorial that the fire department installed as part of their centennial in 1991, with the intention of it being used for remembrance ceremonies like this one. And while we had no idea that would occur when this was constructed, it has been a very fitting place to do that. So inscribed on stones at this monument are the two firefighters who died in the line of duty in the history of the fire department, along with a symbolic brick for the 343 that died in the World Trade Center attacks.
And where is the bell from?
The bell is actually from the city of Summit. It was originally meant to alert the firefighters in the community to fire, and it was used during the first half century of the fire department. It was on an iron tower behind the old town hall, and in later years it was used by a local church, and it was returned to its rightful place here in 1991.
Well, it sounds like a very fitting place to have this memorial service today.
Thank you, and I think it is, and I think it's very important for the members of the fire department and the community to reflect back on that really horrific day of 2001, but to try and remember that, and also the kinds of things that we've learned from it as we go forward.
I'm here with Mayor Ellen Dixon at the memorial service, and Ellen, this has been quite a service this morning. Short, but
very poignant. This has to be the most important anniversary that we'll ever observe in Summit, and I'm very thankful that the fire department will do this every year. And the real reason they do it, as you probably all know, that more firemen than any other type of category of people died that day. I think 458 firemen died on 9/11, and of course, as we know, 9 Summit residents died, and it affected all of us. I mean, we can all remember very searingly to this day what we were doing. The stories just never stop of what happened that day. It was.
And you mentioned earlier in the service something about a call from Governor Christie?
Yes, I wasn't in office very long, and I got a call from the governor's office saying they had secured a steel beam from the World Trade Center that they had salvaged. And Summit, our First Aid Squad commander at the time, Carrie Fair, had done all of the paperwork to get one. And because we lost a first responder that day, he was actually at work, but Ian Thompson, worked for the First Aid Squad. He died that day, and the fact that we had so many in Summit perish, we were awarded a piece of the steel beam from the World Trade Center.
And where can we see it?
It's in the First Aid Squad building right now, right as you go in the front door, and it will have to be temporarily relocated. So They are very protective of this, and I just want the public to be able to see it more visibly, particularly when they close that building down, because they are in the process of announcing a rebuilding plan. So we'll find a safe place for it, and it's up to the First Aid Squad. It'll be up to them, but I'd love to showcase that piece.
In the meantime, we can see it in the First Aid Squad.
It's right in the front door there. You can peek in if there's always somebody there, but push the button and they'll let you in to take a look at it. And I think as these generations grow up, they lose the feel of what happened that day. 12-year-olds were newborns. So I think it's important that they see firsthand some of the relics from that day.
Well, the service today was short and poignant, and we learned a lot about the bell here at the fire department. It has an inscription of 1896, served for 50 years to alert the citizens when there was a fire here in Summit, and returned to Summit for the 100th anniversary of the fire department. And this is where the fire department and the other first responders commemorate 9/11 every year. I'm Marybeth Robb in downtown Summit for HomeTowne TV News.